that if you hit a plateau, you are not broken. You're not. Just a few church announcements. When you come in, speak, just say hi, hit the subscribe button, and then give me some hearts. Now let's get into it. If you're new here, my name is Let. Hey, welcome in. And we talk all things GLP-1. We talk about menopause, HS, all the things. I am currently on the road to being down 100 pounds, which is my second goal. My first goal was to get to Wonderland. I went from 282 to 194 currently, and I'm 12 pounds away from meeting my second goal of being down 100. So this is what my channel is about. Welcome. This is what I'm currently on, which is 12.5. I was on 15 before for about 2 years. I hit a plateau and then I decided that I wanted to do a reset. And so I came off of it for 30 days. I'm going to start with the Mixsoon Centella Foamer Cleanser. Everything is linked in my bio, which is in my Amazon storefront if you'd like to purchase, also in my TikTok shop. But I decided after I hit Wonderland in December, I was stuck at like 197 for like 4 months, right? And then I was like, you know what? Let me come off. I came off of the medication and went from 12.5 to, from 15 to 12.5. After being off of the medication for a month, the scale got moving again. So now I'm at 194 and I love it. I absolutely love it. I am rocking out with 12.5 for as long as possible. I'm also getting ready to switch over to compound. Just because I used compound in the past and it worked well for me, but I just changed the telehealth that I was with. And so now I decided to join LifeRx and become a part of LifeRx community. And so with that, I'm going to be leaving the code for you as well to get 50%, not 50, to get $50 off your first purchase if you choose to use a telehealth and get your prescription through LifeRx. But I ended up hitting a plateau for 4 months. This was like my third plateau though. I was stuck at like 215 for a whole year. That was my first plateau. It's getting stuck at 215 for a whole year, which can be really challenging, right? Because who wants to be stuck at a plateau of 215? Now, when I say stuck, meaning the scale wasn't moving, but the inches were inching. So I was still losing, but I wasn't losing, but the scale, my inches were still, I was still losing inches. So that's a win, and we take all the wins over here. But that was my first one, and then I was stuck again for about 6 months. I just it would go from like 205 to 204 to 205 to 206, 205, and so that was another plateau for like 6 months. But this last one was me resetting my receptors. Baby, the thing on the floor is moving. I am so appreciative of just, sometimes you'll sit in a panel and listen to a panel, and they'll give some tips on what they did. So I was listening to a creator and she was just like, well, I came off of the medication for a whole month. And I was like, what? And she was just like, she said she does that all the time to get her receptors back, moving and get the scale moving. So I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to try it. Did it, and baby, it helped. I'm going to rinse this off. Hold the line. Welcome in, welcome in. Okay. This is washed. Okay, so I just wanted to let you guys know that if you hit a plateau, you are not broken. You're not broken. They work. And let's work. What's next? This is my daily facial spray. Gets rid of bacteria in your face because that scale will try to lie to you and think that, nothing's happening, but it is. I went from an A1C of 8.9 to currently at 5.3, which is huge, right? We take all the wins. I'm 194 with an A1C of 5.3, where I was 282 with an A1C of 8.9. That, that's a win in my book. I don't care if nobody else thinks so. That's a win in my book, and I'm going to take it. So I just wanted to, come on and let you know that sometimes the scale is going to lie to you, but make sure that you are measuring because inches matter, right? And you are not broken. You're not broken. We all hit a plateau, and it's okay. But as long as you keep going, listen, I've been doing this thing for 3 years. March made 3 years that I started this journey. I'm telling you, you are not alone. And don't give up. I was talking to my cousin and she was just like telling me that her mom, next I'm using the Medicube Pdrn, and she was telling me that her mom is on the GLP-1. She was just like, but she getting ready to give up because she was just like, she's frustrated that all these other people are losing and she's not losing. And I was like, I've been there. Like, that was me. I've been there, and you get frustrated because people say, "Oh, well, I lost 100 pounds in 6 months," and you're like, "It's been 3 years, and I haven't lost anything. Like, what is going on?" But that's when you have to have those conversations with your provider and say, I'm doing all the things, I'm listening to you, or I changed my diet, but also the first 3 months I didn't lose at all. Like my A1C was so out of control that it was working on my A1C before I even lost anything. Now I'm using the Torriden hyaluronic acid serum. Oh wait, yeah. Um, and so it was working on my A1C even though the scale wasn't moving in the beginning. So the medication is going to do what it's going to do. You just need to make sure that you're doing your part, which means you have to change up what it is that you're eating, how you're eating. You're not going for a daily walk or doing strength training, then yeah, it's not going to do anything. But also make sure that you're getting your labs done. Because a lot of people are just like, oh, this isn't working. And they don't even know what their A1C is. They don't know any of their numbers. You have to know your numbers so that you can calculate each month to make sure that you are progressing. Next, I'm using the Buttah vitamin C serum. And with this, you don't need a lot because it is potent. When I say potent, I mean potent. So I'm only putting it on these dark areas right here because it's potent. Break the burn off. Not that it would, but if you have sensitive skin like me, you don't need a lot. A little goes a long way with this Buttah vitamin C. But you're going to hit plateaus. I just want to let you know that you are not alone. Michael Jackson. You are not alone. I am here with you. You are not alone. It's gonna happen because your body has to get adjusted. You have to recalculate your macros. And people like, I don't want to have to do all of that. Are you going to take the meds and lose the weight? It doesn't work that way. You got to do your part and let the medication do its part. I know a lot of people like, oh, I'm scared. I have a lady in my leasing office. She's just like, you are such a motivator. I see you out here walking. All of my neighbors always just in my business, but I appreciate them. I definitely do appreciate my neighbors because they encourage me to keep going. They be like, "You always out here walking, and I see your progress." And I'm like, "Oh, I love you guys. Thank you so much." But you have to do your part. And I'm up to 5 miles a day now. I walk 5 miles a day. Listen, the medication is gonna do its part, but you have to also do yours. This is the Go Pure Firm and Lift Neck Cream, because when you lose 88 pounds, you have this, right? And so you trying to manage all the things. So you don't always have to use all the products like I use, but you do what's best for you. Most people only need a cleanser, a toner, a serum, and an SPF. But I got a few things going on over here, so that's why I use more than that. Um, Also, I need to use this is the Medicube Booster Pro Mini. It just pushes the products in more, and so I'm just going to use it in just to push those serums in so that they can lighten these dark spots. But the medication is going to do what it's going to do. You have to do your part too. Make sure that you're getting your labs. Make sure that you're drinking at least 100 ounces of water. Make sure that you are calculating your macros, how much protein per day to lose. Like you have to do your part too. And then it becomes easy. Like you have to do that every 10 pounds. You got to recalculate how much protein you're supposed to eat, um, how much water you're supposed to have. Like you have to do that every 10 pounds so that you know that you're not overeating or undereating. Because I know that was the thing for me in the beginning. But people are like, oh, when you're on this medication, do you lose hair? Yeah, if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. But because I was in the beginning stages of it, I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know. And now I'm going to use the Purito Soul SPF because what's the point in doing all this to my skin? I'm not going to the Good morning. Welcome in. And I love this because it also is like a moisturizer. And so I don't have to put a moisturizer on and SPF. I can just use the SPF. But make sure that you are doing your part. And the medication is going to do it. Like I said, I didn't lose for the first 3 months because it was working on my A1C. When I went back to the doctor, my A1C was like at a 6.8. But he was like, even though the scale isn't going down, she was like, "This if the scale isn't going down, it's still doing this job, which is why I took it because I'm a type 2 diabetic." Yes, Muhammad. The link is in the description. You can purchase these products for your wife. Um, the scale is gonna do what it's gonna do. As long as you're doing your part and you have patience with yourself in the process, everything is going to work out. Next, I am going to put on, because my lips is ashy. This is Fenty Fuchsia. I love how moisturizing it is, and it gives me like a nice little tint. You're welcome. Amazing. Really, you did your big one. I love this fuchsia. Today's scent is Canvas Body Glaze Piece of Cake mixed with Bella Vita's Mango. Because your girl loves smelling like a whole snack. This is going to be today's scent. But if you're not following me, give me a follow. I'll be back next Saturday morning giving you an update. Hopefully, it'll be lower than 194, which will be my update for you for next week. Hopefully, I'll be down. Fingers crossed. I want you all to have an amazing, amazing day.